You know, truth be told, I'm going to miss Dan Vitale. He was a lot of fun to watch, and he certainly kept things interesting here on the Final Wager. I'm Keith Williams, and I'm just looking forward to getting back to some greens, I guess. That would be the upshot here. Jacob, our champion who dethroned Dan, in a bit of a pickle here, 5,200. Pete and Jamie fighting this one out, 16,800 for Jamie and 15,000 for Pete. Drawing our lines here is going to be a complicated situation again. Keeping me on my toes. Pete doubles up, you got 30,000. So Jamie, you'll have to get down to 13,200, or wager at least 13,200. She's wrong with that wager, she'll be left with 3,600. So to stay above that, Jacob could wager up to 1,600, and Pete could wager up to 11,400. Alright. Now, the fun part. Jacob doubles up. He's got 10-4, so to stay above that, Pete can wager up to 4,600. And Jamie, if she wants to guarantee that she won't lose to Jacob, which is a feasible strategy, she could wager at most 6,400. And if either one of those players does that, Jacob is gone. Sorry. He is gone. Now we go to second order, and yeah. Oh, so I didn't try out, but I helped test a new game show today, and it was actually really good. It's I'm not going to get into too many specifics, but it takes elements of Sale of the Century and Match Game and Family Feud. And having seen a few of the recent offerings on television, I was very surprised how good it was. I'm very excited to see if it gets picked up. I'm not going to say anything more than that, though. Alright, second order. Between these two, I think Pete is more likely to go for this 4,600, and that's what I would do as Jamie. So that's 19,600 to cover that. It's going to be a wager of 2,800. So we'll put that there. She's wrong, she's going to be left with 14,000. So Pete can wager at most 1,000. And the possibilities grow. Pete goes for this 11-4. Jamie would have to wager, I don't know what that's going to be. It's going to be another 1,800 off, so 9,600. And at that point, you might as well go for the cover wager because you're putting yourself at risk to Jacob. Although, if she does go that 9,600, she'll be above Jacob's score, so that might be a feasible option. I'll put that up here too. And in that case, she'd be left with 7,200, so Jacob would just want to go for everything. Which I don't mind as an option. Anything else here? If Jamie goes for the 6,400 amount, that'll put her at 23,200, so Pete's going to want to wager 8,200 at a minimum. Yeehaw. And if Jacob... So the thing is, you test all of the maximum wagers, and you see if any of them work. So 1,600 out of Jacob, that'll put him at 6,800, so stay above that. Pete's going to be 8,200, is that right? Yeah, 8,200. At most, so that's the same thing there. Yeah. Let's take that out. Let's put that like that. And Jamie, I'm not going to worry about her because why would you dip that low? Not a good strategy. Although I think it would be 9,600. That'll be 10,000. Alright, 10,000. Sure. I'm putting a lot of numbers on the board, so why not? Alright. Our zero cover wagers. Let's start with Pete and Jamie. If well, they're separated by 1,800, sorry. So Pete wants to cover. If Jamie goes for the 1,800 wager, Pete would need to wager 3,600 to cover that. That's the Colby-esque wager because that's what Colby did, and call it Brackage-esque too because that's what Joshua Brackage did at one point. 3,600 there, 3,600 here. I think that's going to be about it. Difference between Pete and Jacob is 9,800. We've already taken care of that on the downside because of the 1600 wager. And with Jami too. So there are our wagers. That's a lot. Let's pair them up. I like this one the best for Pete. I obviously like the lockout wager best for Jami, or secondarily this one if she thinks that Pete is playing conservatively, or if she thinks that Pete's going to miss. And for Jacob, you know, however you feel about the category, that's what I go with. Pete and Jacob both did what they needed to do, but Jami wagered 5,800, which makes really no sense at all. It's not in either of her ranges. I guess the only thing is it keeps her above this wager by Jacob, a double up by Jacob. Poor Pete should have just wagered 4,000, then he would have fallen into a tiebreaker with Jami, and that would have been fun, having to explain that. Instead, alas, Pete loses. Even with that minimum range, the reason I gave Jami a red is because even if Pete goes with this minimum wagering range of 3601, then he's going to beat Jami at 11,000. So, lots of fun today, and actually I've been working on a game show prototype of my own. I don't know what to call it yet, but it's one player, and it would be really intense, like super intense. Cool beans. Someday in the future you'll find out, I guess, when it's on ABC in 20 years. We'll see you tomorrow with a new champ in Jami, and I'm looking forward to it. Join me then on the final wager.